Gavin Newsom's San Francisco is a mess. Filth everywhere. Piles of human waste throughout the city. Gavin Newsom for governor? Are you shitting me?
You see that? That tore the rim right off that case. That. And you see what it did right there? How it fed the next round into the chamber? Well, guess what? We still have that plastic tube in there. You see? Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. So, we polished the chamber, didn't do anything. So the next thing is we got to check the headspace on here, and I'm thinking it's excessive headspace or loose breech, which is usual cause of case head separations in shotguns like that. That just ripped it off because there's nothing behind the breech. The space behind the breech is too great.
So what you guys just witnessed in the field is known as loose breech, found especially on older shotguns. You'll see this because the guns have been shot a lot and they're kind of worn out. Symptoms of loose breech, you've got the broken carrier, right? Right over here where the shells go up, the carrier is either busted or it's pointing straight down, excess pressure. The receiver has a dent in it, right in here. Just because on the gun actually itself you have a dent in it because the forces are blowing out the extractor so hard. Cartridges are split in half like you guys have seen. Case head separation. The rim is blown off. The body is blown off. The cases look puffy. The head, they look puffy. Check that out. Yeah, they look puffy. Kind of funny, isn't it? It's just because of all the excess pressure coming through. It's taken up by the head expanding. Or you'll have fire squirting out the sides, gases squirting out of the sides, and if you're lucky, you won't get hurt. So it's something you need to address because it will damage the gun, and eventually you won't be able to shoot it. It'll be too dangerous. Now, it's not headspace, and I'll tell you why. With headspace, you've got your shell, and you can see how the shell comes up and sits flush with the end of the barrel. In this case, there's no room. There's no excess room. So that's how we figured out, or that's what we thought was loose breech. So you could test it out. Take your bolt, put it in there, make sure it locks in. And on these guns, they lock by pushing forward. So you put your bolt in, make sure it's locked, and then you sit there and you wiggle it, and you see if there is any fore or aft movement right here, you've got loose breech. You can see we've got a gap here. Use your feeler gauges, which everybody has them because they're cheap enough. Measure. Ours turned out to be 21 thousandths. Too big. That is too much room. That is unacceptable. Very dangerous. Ideally, you don't want to be over 15 thousandths. Now, you got to remember, there's a certain amount of headspace already built into the gun here, between 3 to 5 thousandths. I always think 5 thousandths, give the benefit of the doubt. You've got 21 here, plus 5, 26 thousandths loose breech. Too much. And now you see why this is happening. What you want to do is we need to replace your locking lug. Simply, first step, replace the locking lug, which is, we have our new locking lug right here. Ordered it off of Fleabay. With the internet now, you can get any parts for any gun. This is $8 part. You know, the gun's a couple $100. Instead of trashing it for $8, you give your old grandpa's old shotgun new life. Disassemble the bolt. Okay? And the reason why this happens is you'll get compression over time right here. just from the gases and the pressure, because you're dealing with high stress. You'll get compression here, you'll get compression here on the actual lug face, and then you'll actually get stretching right here in the locking. This is the locking bolt, the lug, where this sits in. You see how that works? You'll get stretching right in here or erosion. Now, on some of the guns, say like the Browning A5s, which are cut out here, those will actually stretch. The barrel extension will stretch. Now, we like to do this the cheapest way possible because remember, we're on a budget. This is guerrilla gunsmithing. Even though we're not technically per se gunsmiths, this is how we would do it if we had no access to a gunsmith. Which, why would you want to send your gun to a gunsmith anyway? They have their place. Don't write me hate mail, you gunsmiths. I understand, but you guys are out 6 to 8 months to 12 months. I know a few gunsmiths, and believe me, you guys I'm talking about are the exception. You guys take forever to work on stuff. No offense. What do you want? It's the nature of the beast. Anyway, this is why we do these videos. So, to fix your loose breech, first start off by replacing the easiest part, which would be your locking lug. Get your locking lug replaced. Try it. If you still got loose breech, measure it. Oh, well, maybe we took it from, this is 21 thousandths. We'll say this is 25 thousandths. We took it from 25 thousandths, we went down to 20 thousandths. Okay, we still got loose breech, we've got to fix it. Order a new bolt body. Okay, so now you got to put new locking bolt with the new bolt body in the old barrel. Measure it. If it doesn't work, next, try to find a new barrel with a new barrel extension. If you cannot find that, see if you can find a barrel extension. These come right off. You see right here. They will unscrew. Soak it with penetrating oil for a couple of days. You have time. Use a piece of hardwood that you cut to the diameter of the barrel. Clamp your barrel in your regular vise using your dowel wood, your hardwood, right? And then use a crescent wrench. I've used a crescent wrench wrapped with, tape. I've used packing tape. I've used pieces of leather around here, and I've gotten this off. Just take some practice, take some time, use a lot of penetrating oil. If you can get a new one of these, try the old locking lug and bolt. If this still doesn't work, then you go to new bolt, old bolt breech face, right? If that still doesn't work, then you go new barrel extension, new locking lug, and new bolt. And that should take care of it. Any one of those combinations, it's like a progression that you want to go through to find out what's going to be the cheapest way to fix your gun. With us, we were lucky. The new locking bolt put this gun good as new. Remember, the enemy is the fore or aft movement when the gun is locked up. Any of that movement is what's causing your cases to explode. Because remember, think about this. If you punch somebody and you're right up next to him, you try to punch him, what happens? Nothing. Now, you get a little bit of space. You see what I'm saying? It's magnified. Think about that when you've got 10 to 15, 20, 25,000 PSIs repeatedly being battered on a small area. And you'll see where we're coming from. If you guys are shotgunners like us, this will save you lots of time and money. All you got to do is diagnose it yourself, go out and do the work. We just showed you how to do it. It's not rocket science, people.
And that is how you fix loose breech in a shotgun. I'm Manny CA. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, send them on down below. Till next time.